I think it's coming on now. Here, try it now. Because it's not saying microphone is off, so it might work.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what it was. Hello, hello, hello. Can anybody hear me? It's a 30-second delay here, so.
I can hear you on my phone, but I'm not hearing you on my computer.
Can you see my mouth moving?
I see your head down and you're typing.
Yeah, I'm not typing now, so.
No, now your head is up. Now you're looking down.
Just let me know when my mouth is moving and let me know whether you can hear me. Because there's a delay.
Your mouth is closed.
Right. Well, that's not normal. You'll see my mouth move and then you should be able to hear something now. What am I doing?
You're looking at the screen. Now you're looking down and you're typing again.
Okay. Just give it a second. When you see my mouth move, you should be able to hear me. Look how long that delay is. That's crazy.
I know, this is ridiculous. I didn't realize it was that much of a delay.
Yeah, it is. It says, I can hear you now, Jeffrey said.
Yes, yeah, I still can't hear you.
Maybe you have to refresh your page.
Okay, let me try that. I can hear you now.
Yeah, see?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, all right, I'm going to get off this call so we can do this webinar.
Okay, bye.
All right, what I'm going to do is, Jeffrey, you think Lance is available or what? I'll tell you guys what it was. You're going to laugh. Okay, what about Sandy? We want to get Sandy back. I'm just letting Sandy know. Oh, he's offline? Okay. Let me tell a few other guys here. I'm just sending some messages for other people to join the webinar. Let's see here. Just hang on a second, okay? I'm just trying to get a few more. No, I'm not going to hurt myself. I'm trying to get Sandy back on here. Timothy wants to come on. Hold on a second. I'm sending some messages out to Skype. Hold on, sending out a few more of these Skype messages. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. See who else I can fish in here. Okay, good. Great. Timothy's here. Hang on, I'm trying to get some more in, Timothy. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, just a couple more minutes. Let me see what else I can get. Okay. The sound was loud. All right, let's get started. I tried to send a lot more people over here. Let's see whether they respond. Maybe there's maybe one or two more I can get. Let's see. Oh, let's see here. Anybody else? All right, guys, let's get started, okay? You like that Skype sound, Jocelyn? That's pretty good. Let's see here. I invited your friend, John Racine, so he could see this. Let's see here. I see that Lance is offline, so what am I going to do there? Be right with you. You like that sound, Jocelyn? Let's see here. Sandy, you're on though, right? Who's that? Okay. I think that's about it. Lance Towner. Let's see. Like this, guys. We're going to do a little bit of Atari games. Yeah, Jeffrey. We're going to do a little bit of copywriting tonight. This is going to go about a half hour. Just talk about a couple of the psychological aspects of writing copy. Well, it's not really copy, it's product creation, but we're working into copy right now a little bit. Of course, the copy class is what we fill in everything about copy. Now, in product creation, the hardest thing that most people have is sitting down and actually doing it. Okay, that speaks for itself, right? And I even had a hard time. I'm a screenwriter. I'm a copywriter. I'm used to writing, and I had a difficult time because I couldn't see the cash. So basically, what I want you guys to do is use me as the model to know that you can make cash when you create a product. Okay, it's a delayed reaction. It's like a ricochet. So you're creating and you're putting all your ducks in a row, and then you launch with the affiliates and JVs and however you're driving traffic, and then you start seeing sales, and then you can sit back and reflect on it. So until you get to that point, product creation is kind of like a fantasy. It's like, well, I guess it's going to happen. Okay, so that's my job, is to inspire you. Now, we've already decided last week that, okay, you're going to work on the product you wanted to create. Everybody's got a different thing going on. So like Jeffrey and Lance and I are doing something, and Jocelyn's got something going with me, so we know product we're creating there. And Timothy is working on a few things. Hopefully, is Timothy on now? Timothy, did you get here? I did a nice one-on-one with Timothy on his headlines. He's the only guy that sent me in headlines and about his product. He's getting ready to buy a domain. So after we get that done, the next step is to buy the domain, obviously with a .com and hopefully without dashes. And then you want to check in Google to make sure nobody else is using that similar domain. And as Sandy had mentioned, you want to buy the com, org, net varieties, so you have your domain names locked down. You can use different pages also, and they can all be ranked. So you want to lock them down. GoDaddy is a great place to do that because once you buy the .com, they sell the other ones really cheap. Okay, and again, so you want to get your name and then the domain and then the graphics. You want to make some graphics. Anybody that needs a graphics guy, just let me know. And an email, my guy is the best that I've ever seen because he not only does really cool graphics, he has a lot of ideas himself. He's not just like a blank slate, and then you got to tell him everything. He come out with his cool things, and sometimes you're like, yeah, that works. I never even thought about that. So between what you think of and what he thinks of, it's a pretty good combination. Now I'm going to do the anatomy of a sales letter a little bit today because after you get those three aspects done, the thing is when you can't, the main thing about product creation is this. When you can't, when you don't have a vision of the thing actually getting done and it's a kind of a fantasy that it will really work, that's where the intestinal fortitude comes in. That's what I'm here for. And believe it or not, that's the biggest thing I'm here for because anybody can sit down. Well, I don't know anybody knows the complete breakdown of a good sales letter, but some people could give you an idea of a sales letter, but you're kind of starting out in the middle of the ocean, right? And it's kind of difficult to figure out. And, when you don't have the inspiration or motivation, it's kind of difficult to actually, you're so far off from the money when you first start writing your sales letter. You haven't even created your funnel. You haven't created the actual products. You haven't created, the OTOs and you need to do support. You need a JV page. You need to write your emails, your autoresponders. So you start out right. You got to make sure your funnels are tested. And then you got to promote it. And, there's a lot to do. So when you first start writing your sales letter, I always like to do that first because it gives you the vision and the dream. And when I do that, then I'll create the product around it. I'll know basically what I want to do with the product, but the sales letter will lead me to what I need to fulfill it. Exactly. So when I just create the product first, I'm kind of like, I'm creating a product without a set of instructions. The sales letter gives me the instructions to what I want to create. Now, a lot of people do it the opposite of that. I'm just telling you what I do. And I think that works best because you have a better vision. So I'm going to share my screen here. All right, here's my sales letter. So let's break it down. I'm going to go over 3 sales letters here today a little bit and take notes on this because you're going to want to write down the various aspects of creating a sales letter as you write it. Now, again, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here. That's for the copywriting class, but I do want to cover it a little bit because it is part of product creation. So there's 3 letters I want to show you. This is mine. Let's just scroll it, a little bit here. You see some nice graphics, images, and blah, 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 all the way through. And again, I wrote this and created this completely myself. There was no assistance whatsoever. And I wrote it right out of my head. Okay, and it became a reality, which is nice. It's like your baby. Okay, there's Michael Chaney's. This is his mentor class, which is $3,500, which I was enrolled in. And that right there I think is one of the best headlines I've ever read. Only way left for little guy to get rich online. Now, how powerful is that? So when he says only way left, especially when you believe it, why would you try anything else? Sorry, try as you might, go buy everything else, but this is the only way left to get rich online. Here's the uncensored message the gurus don't want me to write. And you can see he starts out with a story also. It's like here, the next morning over breakfast, I look at my kids' faces and burst into tears because I knew I was destroying their future. A little bit dramatic. Here's his images, right? He doesn't do as much of the cartoon characters as I do. I like cartoon characters. She's got like real image there. I like real cartoon characters. I think they're better. Case studies, got case studies here. A couple of videos. Testimonials. And you can see these things are kind of long, right? Are you ready to be blasted $1,000 monthly income? No, not me. What are these here? The bonuses? You're getting all of this here. Values. It's incredibly long, right? Here's bullet points. A value stack sandwich. It's $249 a month. You guys are getting real cheap for this here. You can see what you're getting because I'm teaching you everything that I learned plus everything that I know. Okay, so again, I'm just scrolling these here to give you an idea. These things are really created. It's about as long as mine. Now here's a similar to mine is the Child's Play Profits thing. Amazing secret discovered by 15-year-old newbie makes $18,076 in less than 3 days. Read on to discover why marketers everywhere are raving about this amazing 1, 2, 3 money method, pumping out profits as easy as child's play. And he had this guy as a student. He was a kid, and and here he goes. He has a story too. It was a hot day, even by Las Vegas standards. The scorched midday sun was beating down on the Nevada desert. And I sat on the couch in my air-conditioned suite on the 44th floor of the Palazzo and looked down at the crowds below. Hundreds of people scurried around maniacally, like ants desperately hunting out their next chance to try and win big. It reminded me of internet marketing, everybody rushing around looking for the next big thing to take a chance on. If only they knew you don't have to gamble, you don't have to take a risk, because the secret to success is simply discovering a sure thing. You see, it's story related. He's got more cartoons than this one here. That's the kid there. Because it's like a Child's Play Profits. He's got to have kids in there, right? And you can see it's kind of similar to mine as far as a layout. And, oh, here's my testimony. Look at that. I'm on the sales letter here. 99% of all marketers fail online because they don't implement what's inside this powerful report. There is a reason 99% of all marketers fail online. Simply, they don't implement what's inside this powerful report. I wish I had this before I launched my first product, because learning the hard way is no fun. Shortcut this by eons and get this report now. You'll be glad you did. And they gave me this little plug here for my launch note. I hadn't launched yet when I gave them that testimonial. That's nice to see myself on there. Kind of, you guys will be on my products too, so get used to it. See, 97 and 7 looks familiar to my price, right? Same pricing strategy. And it's important to have these buy now boxes here like this. So what I would do is, when you're writing your sales letter, is go to these websites, and I'll put the address below the replay. Child's Play Profits, Michael Chaney's Insider Circle, and the Little Guy Big Profit System, which is mine. Which I really, honestly, I love the graphics the best on this one here. It's just, I think people think, when you think like a child, people love looking at cartoons and stuff like that because it strikes your imagination. Okay. This one here, that's the best graphic there. And boss is zapping the dude there. I love it. Okay, so look at these letters, and then it will give you a better idea of the writing process. Okay, when you're creating your sales letter, you want the titles and the subtitles to tell a story. So you got the Little Guy skyrockets big profits by discovering a 1, 2, 3 money getting process so easy a child could do it. Let's say we skipped all this text here. I was stuck in a daily nightmare called traffic hell, Groundhog Day style. My boss shouted, "You're fired, good luck." At first I panicked, but then over time I realized even a complete newbie with no special skills or training can make money online and become rich from home. Do you see, they're not like just haphazard headlines. They make sense with each other, right? The headlines tell a story, and that's really important because some people just skim and they're going to buy based on just what these headlines say. So let's continue all the way down here. It was hard without a blueprint. I was broke, frustrated, and confused. Tired of being the little guy, I wanted something bigger, aka the lifestyles of the rich and famous. My eyes stared in disbelief. Could it be the holy grail of internet marketing? Working from home versus working a job. At long last, I discovered the pot of gold. And then, okay, show me the money. Let's see it. All right. So we got weekly cash results. We got some money here to show people that you can actually generate money from this. Like having a recipe to bake a perfect cake, you simply follow steps and it comes out great again and again and again. But why are you practically giving away little guy big profits when it's such a powerful course? Now here's some logic about why you're doing it. Finally, a step-by-step no-fail system for the little guy. You're going to eliminate shiny object syndrome forever and start making money online today, because inside this groundbreaking report, you'll discover, and there's the report, and then these are the bullet points. It's called a barrage of bullets. You just want to have all the bullets that sound cool, that you know what they're getting. By employing my never before revealed secrets inside, you'll have the power to create massive results as marketers hang on your every word. But don't just take my word for it. Here's even more proof this PDF report is your turbocharged life-changing guide for success. And there's testimonials. I like this one here. When you read by Hovoy Russell, read the last line in this. What can I say? Oh, it goes like this. He said, interestingly enough, it wasn't how much money he made or in the past or his ventures prior to internet marketing that captured my imagination. It was more importantly how he eschewed from the selfish tactics other marketers employ. Those who help you to the middle of the train tracks in a wheelchair, then abandon you when the train comes. No, not Eric. This is an auspicious and genuine blueprint. And the price? What can I say? When you can't get $7 together, you might as well jump off the cliff because you're going nowhere in a hurry. Oh, man. That's funny. Download this report now. You won't regret it. Jump off the cliff when you don't get $7 together. That's telling it like it is. Okay. So you get your testimonials. And we have testimonials right in our own group. So when you get this thing, you're going to give us all a free copy of this report, and we're all going to do a testimonial for you. So you don't have to worry about where you're getting your testimonials from. Plus, grab a copy of Little Guy Big Profits today, and I'll include my never before released killer bonuses for making super fast cash anytime you need it, totally for free. You want bullets, you want bonuses then. So what you want to do is you want to use these sales letters and just go, okay, what is he putting here? Oh, those are bonuses. All right, it's bonus time. Now write your bonuses. You see how easy it is to do copy when you copy something like this? In fact, you could just employ these bonuses and forget everything else and still make money online. But don't do that, blah, blah, blah. Take the Transformation Challenge test. You want some like little boxes for tests and stuff, and they're obviously all going to be yeses. Your money back guarantee. And then whenever you do your, in product creation, whenever you do your buy now buttons, you don't want to have this button alone. You want to say, yes, this is what I'm getting. Check mark, yes, I understand I'm getting this, and blah, blah, blah. You got your guarantee logo there. It's normally $7. Why only $7? Because people are going to say, well, what the heck? I'm not getting anything. Well, here's reasons to justify $7, right? Your name, and then what you write afterwards is very important too, because they might get to the bottom. Might not be enough. You'll push some people over the edge here. How much energy and creativity is your boss going to zap from you before you realize enough is enough? There is zapping to do, right? Eliminate drudgery today, start tomorrow, order your blueprint now. You got this here. Okay, so that's the end of that. Now, it should be about 5,000 words for a long and maybe about 2,000 words for a short. You can do short releases like over at the WSO, and this is a long release. So let's go back here a minute. Last thing I want to show you here on Michael Cheney's, when you go to the end of his here, you'll also see a buy box. You see this? The dollar trial is pretty good too. It gets people in and then you bill them. So they have nothing to lose. So you put your dollar trial, but everything's in this box. You see it? You want to put everything in a box. And even Child's, this one here, when you get to the end, and there it is. It's that box. Okay. Now, one last thing that we're going to talk about today, and it's something really cool. And hopefully it will help you get over the hump of your marketing. All right, so it's like this. I talked to Timothy Sledge the other day. Timothy, are you here? Is Timothy here tonight? Timothy, are you here? Okay, and then he threw his guarantee at the end of this too. Okay. So let's head over to, hang on a second, we have some technical difficulty. It's not letting me flip back. Hold on, guys. Okay, I think we got it here. Can you see me again? Am I back on screen or no? Okay, cool. All right. Now, here's the thing that will separate you from being a newbie to being a veteran marketer basically overnight. Okay, and here's the difference. Everybody knows when they're talking to a newbie, and everybody knows when they're talking to somebody that knows what they're doing in internet marketing. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying, when I've been on enough webinars, you've been on enough webinars, that when somebody knows what they're talking about, they basically command respect, and they give you good advice, and they say it in such a way where it's believable, right? Now, here's what separates a newbie, the biggest thing, okay, that will get you over it so that you can become an authority figure and start branding yourself. And it's not a hard thing, But it's changing a perspective and a mindset. Because when you're creating your product, you want to be known as the authority figure without being a big shot or a hard nose. It's nothing to do with that. So essentially, when you write a title, your headline for your report is going to have one of the biggest impact and changes that you'll ever do for internet marketing. So, and it's covered in our copy class, but I'm going to cover this part in product creation because I think it's very important. When you're writing your title, first of all, you want to write 20 or 30 titles. Obviously, you want to have something with a little snap, a little bit of sizzle. You don't want to give away too much, but you can talk a lot of generics, things like that. But we all know when you see a decent title, like Last Way to Get Rich Online, hello, says it all. But when you start talking about, do this and do that system and make $2,000, just like I did, what kind of headline does that feel like? Feels like you're trying to sell them something. Everyone's heard that headline. That may have worked 20 years ago. So, you stumble down the street, you fall down, you reach your hand into a wheelbarrow on the way down, you pull out all this cash, and I'm going to show you how to do that too. Not. So you see what I'm saying? In your headline, people will realize who you are. And there's a secret to writing headlines. And I don't think you've probably ever heard this before. Here is the biggest secret ever to writing a really good headline, which will then allow you to write good copy, which will then allow you to create your product and everything else that goes along with it. And it's the biggest secret that nobody ever talks about. Okay? So I know you're ready for it. The secret is, okay, and it's not about telling them how much money they're going to make. Okay? It's not about, trying to win them over or trying to write all these really flowery, cool words. Or it's not trying to be subtle and say little so you leave them guessing. It has nothing to do with that. When you do all that, they know that you're a rookie. Okay, a rookie headline stands out like a rookie. Okay, so when you try to create and you think so hard and you're trying to come out with all these really cool words and it's like, oh, it's got a little snappy headline and you're talking about some benefits and something really, really cool. Well, what it's going to come down to is this, and you're gonna absolutely love this because this is going to make the biggest difference in everything that you do. So, like this, when you create a headline, and inside, let me just ask you guys. Let me ask you guys before I let this cat out of the bag and we end this webinar here. What is the biggest thing in creating a headline when you do it correctly that's going to separate you from being a newbie? People will know instantly that you're not a newbie when you do this, and you'll gain instant respect so that you can have a following. Now, how powerful is that? Whoever thought it would be in the headline? Okay? And that's why this white paper group is so good. You're going to learn things like this. You're not going to hear this anywhere else. This is worth the price of admission, what you're going to get tonight. So anybody, I'm going to wait because we're on a delay here. I want you to type in that chat box. And Timothy, when you're here, don't you give that away, okay? You're not allowed to do that. So go ahead and type in there, and I'll turn the clock on here because I know I'm on a delay. When I start seeing answers in that box, then I'll know that you're starting to figure this out and type it in. I just want to see what some of your answers are, and then I'll let you know just what you need to do to separate yourself from all the other newbies so you become a respected guru almost instantly when you do this. It's pretty cool stuff, right? Who's going to tell you this? I hope you guys can hear me because there's nobody typing. So type when you can. Jocelyn, who's here? I'm just looking who's here. I sent the link over to Timothy. How come he didn't get here? Anybody typing? I'm looking at my phone while you guys are typing. Emotional trigger. Discovery secret. Okay. Emotional trigger. Very good. Anybody else? Oh, Jocelyn. Okay. We won't keep you on too much longer. Sandy, what do you say? Anything? Anything from Sandy? Okay, let's go over this here. The thing that will separate you from everybody in the world when you create a headline is when you make the headline, you make it in such a way that the headline will paint a picture in the person's mind about what you're talking about. So when you're painting with a brush a headline, you're not really revealing, hey, I stumbled down the street and made $2,000. You can too. I don't have to paint anything there. I'm just either going to believe you or I'm not. And I'm not going to believe that. But when you say things in a way where they're going, oh, yeah, I can kind of see that. What is he talking about? When you get people painting a picture by your words, when they're painting the picture by what you say, they will know subconsciously that you know what you're doing. And they will respect you immediately. So when you read the headlines, little guy skyrockets the big profits, and then money getting 1, 2, 3 money getting system so easy a child could do it. What? Ah, man, it's a little guy. So was little guy skyrocketing and a child could do it? You're painting a picture. Last way to get rich online. Oh, that's good, right? You can imagine a lot of things with that. Wow, what does that mean? Does he mean I can't do it any other way? Can I? He's painting a picture, right? So your headline, you don't need to reveal everything. You don't want to hide anything either. You have to ask yourself, am I painting a picture with this? Are these people painting a picture of what I say? As soon as you put them in that mode, that psychological mode, that subconscious mode, they go into a dream state where they'll follow your letter, okay, all the way down through. It puts you in a different frame. When you keep them in their logical mind, ain't nothing happening. When you get them in that dream state, and that dream state is about painting the picture. We all love painting pictures about where we're going. Well, we're going on vacation. I'm like imagining us being there and what we're doing. And as I'm driving, right? You're painting a picture. You go into a sporting event, you're like imagining the arena and Kobe Bryant's playing or whatever. So we all get in that daze. When you trip someone into that daze, they're going to already know that you're the man. You're not some newbie saying, hey, follow my ABC system and make a lot of cash today. It's really good. There's nothing to paint there. You're either going to believe him or you're not. And chances are you're not going to believe him, right? Years ago, when this wasn't a big thing, people would believe that. They never heard it before. Oh, really? I can make a lot of money online? I'm in. But nobody's doing that anymore. So when you paint a picture, okay, when they start painting the picture, so ask yourself as you're writing those headlines, are these people starting to paint a picture of what's going on? Ask your friends. You can ask yourself, really. I mean, you can read it and tell yourself. That's, yeah, you bypass it right into subconscious. Yeah, you trip right through to their subconscious when you do that. And the rest of the story, as long as it's written well, because you're going to start out with a story, is a dream state. And we want people will buy things all day long in a dream state, So what will separate you from a group, believe it or not, is a headline. Does everybody see that? That's the tip of the day. That will take you a long way. You can become an expert copywriter just with that one tip, because the rest of your stuff is going to follow suit from that. So seriously, can you guys send me some headlines in my email? I would love to look at them, because when we continue with product creation, which is what we're doing right now, you know, the white paper group is about a lot of different systems of making money. I'm going to be, you know, they all kind of blend together, you know, the daily cash. I got some more good daily cash coming too. I got a guy in Australia, Damon, is doing one of my daily cash things. I think is going to go over real well. He's got the thing almost fully implemented. And you guys know what it is. I'm not going to reveal it here. I'm going to go away for the white paper thing and leave you guessing a little bit. So that's the main gist of today. What we're going to do is we're going to continue with product creation next week. And you want to, when you're not actually working with specific product with me, you want to create and brainstorm names, and you want to forward this stuff to me, names, headlines, and this and that, because then what am I going to do? I'm going to help you get the domain, and we're going to get some graphics for you. Once you have those three things done, the headline, the domain, and graphics, you can actually start writing your sales letter. Once you have your sales letter done, you're going to start creating your product. I actually wrote my PDF first before I created my sales letter. So a good idea is at least have the outline done of all the contents you're going to keep in your sales, in your product. I wrote my 48-5-page PDF report first because it was about my launch that I had already done, and I knew what I was going to put in there. I just wanted to put it out into words, so it was okay. But when you want to do your sales letter first, it's okay. But to give you a better idea of what you're putting in it, is outline your complete product and put a table of contents in maybe, and that should only take you a day or so. And then, by the way, every aspect of product creation takes a little bit of time. So after you have the outline, you can start writing your sales letter, and then we can work a little more individually about how these components fit together. But I will go over, you know, here in the webinars, each step of the creation. Remember, action is just a word. Action really is actually not thinking about action, is really actually doing something. And you should be really excited about writing headlines like that right now, because it's going to take you out of a newbie state and into a respected guru or a marketer, a real online marketer that people are going to respect. That's the difference. When you see these people online, you go, you know what, they seem a little bit different. They have got an edge or something. Are they really that much smarter than me? Or, you know, you're trying to figure it out yourself, right? You see all these guys talk, it's like, well, they're really rich, so I guess I'll stay in my dream state and just listen to them. Really, what they've done is they've crossed over to the other side. That's all. There's two sections here with a bridge in the middle, water in the middle. These people are looking at it. These people are delivering it. That's all. So everybody looking at it is just looking at this, and it's bouncing back to them. These people are looking through like a glass, a protected glass, going, wow, I get to deliver all this material to all these people watching. You see, you're changing size. What's going to get you over to this side is that thing about the headlines I talked about tonight. When you learn how to paint a picture in the person's mind, you'll start to see what everybody that's a guru is thinking. They're getting people to paint pictures about what they say. And it follows everything that you do in marketing. So the headline will follow into the product creation, to follow everything else, to follow into your webinars. They'll follow everything that you're doing is really based on getting people to paint pictures in their own mind. And when you do that, the more you do that, the more you'll brand yourself, the more people will come on board, the more people will respect you, the more people will buy your things, and everybody can do it. I'm here to teach you, okay? I want you to be really successful because it's going to super help my business, okay? I want the success out of you guys, and getting you to change from newbie to guru, it's just like a totally cool jump, man. I'd love to have some of those testimonials. Let me tell you right now, Eric made me from a complete newbie, knew what I was doing, and now I feel like I'm a respected marketer online. That's a powerful And I would love to have testimonies like that. It would be so cool. And I know that you'll get there. I know that you're going to do this for sure because I'm showing you, I'm giving you what nobody else is going to give you. Nobody else is going to give you this stuff. They're going to talk about, oh, create a funnel, and they're going to keep you in the dream state yourself. They're not going to teach you how to get out of dream state and put somebody else in the dream state. They're going to keep you in the dream state, and that's why you keep buying their stuff. You're locked into a dream state that somehow there's a button to push and somebody is going to match with you. It's kind of like dating, right? You go on a lot of dates and things don't match, right? What happens? Nothing. It doesn't match, right? It doesn't work. So you say, I'm going to try another date. Well, let me try another one, another one, another one. Something's going to match sooner or later. Sometimes it does, you know. Dating's a little bit different, but it's the same thing. You keep looking, you keep looking, you keep looking. Internet marketers keep buying, they keep buying, they keep buying. But you're better off being on the other side selling, okay? And when you do that, people will follow you forever, okay? It's the truth. So that's it. I'm going to sign out. All right. Nice having you here tonight. Good night.